Good, happy Sunday morning. I'm Riley King, and welcome to the Riley King Newscast. Let's get started. First up, Exeter Reverend frequents Cuba, reflects on Castro death. Let's take a listen to this video from WMUR News 9.
Hey, choose from over 206 new Chevy trucks and drive Silverado double cabs today for only $217 a month.
Make it McMulkin,
Where Black Friday savings are all month long.
Exeter Reverend has been to Cuba many times on religious visas, and at first he wasn't sure if news of Castro's death was true because there have been many premature announcements of his death before. For Reverend Mark Pendleton, Cuba is part of who he is.
I fell in love with Cuba back when I was in my 20s.
In 1986, he spent a year there as a seminarian. Since then, he's led a dozen missionary trips with people from Christ Church in Exeter, and most recently, the Exeter Rotary Club.
It's been trips of solidarity. We have gone to continue making friendships, building relationships.
In recent years, they've installed water purification systems providing safe drinking water. Pendleton's daughter-in-law's family also lives in Cuba.
I have wanted to continue with my relationship with Cuba just to give the people a sense that someone does care about them. It's very isolated, it's impoverished.
As a Christian, Pendleton says he doesn't celebrate anyone's death, but says many Cubans consider Fidel Castro's passing as a hopeful sign.
Conventional wisdom in Cuba almost always is wrong. And so any sense that this will automatically bring about a change, I don't think that's the case. Things move very slowly with Cuba.
He's already noticed some changes since Cuba and the United States reestablished diplomatic relations last year. Despite limited internet, in recent visits, he found people using Facebook.
For many years, this was called Fidelism. And so without this leader, one does not know what the future will hold.
It's an important moment for a country with much uncertainty.
I hope for the beginning of a lasting change and peace. That is my hope and prayer today.
Pendleton usually stays in Cuba for a week at a time, and he does plan to return in the future. Live in the studio, Mike Cronin, WMUR News 9.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Video, crutches, horrific passenger pedestrian crash in Mass. Let's take a look at the video.
All month long, the all-new 2017 Hyundai Elantra SE for only $99 a month, and the all-new 2017 Hyundai Santa Fe Sport for only $179 a month at Nashua Hyundai.
The Thompson Auto Group.
A Massachusetts man is recovering this morning after a horrific hit and run caught on camera. This happened early Friday morning in front of the Spot Bar and Lounge in Brockton. A 25-year-old thrown into the air as the driver keeps going. The victim suffered serious injuries and was sent to the hospital. Police say they're hoping this surveillance video will give them a break in the case.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Very horrific and scary. 10 shots, including 1 fatality in New Orleans. French Quarter police say. Let's take a listen to this video from ABC News.
Give more. Exceptional brands up to 65% off. Simon Premium Outlets. Just one more.
2 arrests have been made in connection with the shooting of 10 people, including one who died in New Orleans, French Quarter, early Sunday morning, police said. Police said it's unclear what participated the incident. We will keep you updated on this story as more news develops. CNN/ORC poll, a nation divided, and is it ever? Let's take a listen to this video from CNN.
First off, Dr. Stein, thank you for coming on the show to talk about this. What is your reaction to Trump's scathing statement about you?
Well, I'm really glad he's talking about it, and I feel honored that he's blaming the recount effort on me. I think this is clearly a grassroots, very people-powered campaign, powered by over 110,000 donors, contributing on average $45. And for his information, this is actually all going into a dedicated and segregated account, so that it can only be spent on the recount campaign. So, he may be creating his own facts here, as he's been known to do sometimes in the past. And I think, he himself said that it was a rigged election, unless he won it. But I think that sort of, shall we say, not exactly compelling thinking is not particularly persuasive to the American people. This is an election, a very bitter and divisive election. The American people are looking for a positive way forward that will protect our right to vote, not only against Republicans, but against Democrats. And as we know, there are concerns about 3 states in particular as examples of potential hacking, but there was likewise in the Democratic primary. And I myself was very disappointed when Bernie Sanders did not mount a challenge. The point to drive home here is that having a secure elections process benefits us all. And I invite everyone. I invite Donald Trump's campaign, Hillary's campaign. We've had calls out to Gary Johnson's campaign. This should be a nonpartisan, people-powered effort to ensure that we can rely on the integrity and the security of our votes.
Okay, and there you go on that report. Now let's take a look at your event calendar and see what type of events are happening today in New Hampshire. Lakes Region Holiday Craft Fair at 10 o'clock a.m. in Belmont. Center Express trains at the Hobo Railroad in Laconia, New Hampshire. Lincoln, New Hampshire, sorry about that. Journey to the North Pole at the Hobo Railroad in Lincoln, New Hampshire at 4:30 p.m. Jingle Bell Chocolate Tour at 11 p.m. in Jackson. Tanger Outlets Moonlight Madness and After Thanksgiving sales at 9 o'clock a.m. in Tilton. The Giving Tree at Omni Mount Washington at 12 a.m. in Bretton Woods. Bretton Woods Homecoming Weekend at 12 a.m. in Bretton Woods. Christmas at the Castle at 10 o'clock a.m. in Maltonborough. Gift of Lights at 4:30 p.m. in Loudon. 3 Centuries of a Thanksgiving and Interactive Walking Tour at 10 o'clock a.m. in Portsmouth. Festival of Trees at 10 o'clock a.m. in Concord. And Christmas Tree Spree at 10 o'clock a.m. in Candia. And those are all the events happening today in New Hampshire. If you want to read more about the events, just go to visitnewhampshire.gov and click on what to do, and then click on the event calendar. And that does it for the Riley King Newscast. I hope you all have a great rest of your Sunday, and see you back here later on today. Goodbye, everyone.